That's tomorrow. And that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
No, there it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
Okay, but now I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Okay. Ready? Sure.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean? To play us out. That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a. I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks. That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Good morning, and we are live. It is Friday, March 24th, and I am RJ Shine, and I'm really excited to be here today. We're in no rush. We made it past the infamous 322 day. Nothing crazy happened, so let's just do a couple of checks here. I'm making sure everything is good, everything is clear. Besides my crazy hair, we don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to try to get through this podcast together. So thank you for tuning in. The time is now 7:10 a.m. in the Central Standard Time, and let's get into some of the first memes of the morning. This one says, "Good morning." Quote, "Life has a way of testing a person's will, either by having nothing happen at all or by everything happening at once. Are you prepared for either of these spectrums? I am." and I hope that you are too. This next one is nice too. It says, if you ever feel like Yahawah isn't there, remember the teacher is always silent during the test. It's true, right? Have you ever had a teacher that was there and told you all the answers during the test? No, the teacher is going to be silent so that you may excel and receive the marks that you honestly earn and transform them, right? It says here, learn from the past, but don't dwell there. Let go of being a victim. This is key. Let go of being a victim. The past is gone. Use your mental energy to manifest something new. Don't waste your precious life force being stuck on what didn't work out or what you could have done. Do something new today. You're always free to change your mind and choose a different future. Each moment is another chance for you to recreate yourself. Are you doing that? Are you recreating yourself each and every day? I think that's the purpose of everlasting life, is to constantly over and over again recreate yourself. You know, some wisdom or some wise words that I once heard that I'll repeat to you guys this morning is that when the springtime comes, right, after the equinox, the few months that pass here, March, April, May, it is a catapult for your entire year. So if you look at my life and what I did last year, I started the Rise and Grind. We, the small, powerful team, we started the Rise and Grind just before the equinox. And if you can see the progress in the way that the year then sprang forth out of that work, it shows great amount of progress. And I want you to have your progress on the other side of the screen. So the next few months are very key in setting for you the next year. Okay? How you want the next year to go has a huge play. The next few months play a huge part in manifesting the next year. So I want everybody on the other side of the screen, come on, get up. Start doing those things that you've been putting off. Get to the gym. Start walking. Get out in nature. It might be snowy where you are. Just try to get some more exercise. Continue to think of the things that you want to accomplish this year and set out the steps and plans moving forward. Start doing it now. Put action into movement, into motion, and get your year started off right with us. That's what we want, and that's what we're going to try to promote here. Let's keep moving because we want to learn more about wisdom, it says. One bad moment absolutely doesn't have to define your entire day or your entire life. With awareness, you can choose to learn and improve from your downfalls and, yes, move forward with optimism because you have more wisdom to face the next step of your life. So each mistake or each problem or everything that we go through just ends up giving us wisdom. Wisdom to move forward with a better understanding of how we deal with these situations, right? This one's beautiful out of the scriptures from Ephesians 5:11. It says, take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them. This is what we're commanded to do. Fight back, fight for the light. Be you the children of the light. This one says, charms shine in from outside. True beauty shines out from the inside. This is something that everybody needs to understand. That the true you, your true beauty, your true shine, it doesn't come from your outside avatar. It comes from the inside, from your soul, right? This one says, a mistake that makes you humble is much better than an achievement that makes you arrogant. Are you constantly thinking about this? I'd rather a mistake that humbled me up than an achievement that made me egotistical or arrogant, is the word in the meme. This one says, fools take a knife and stab people in the back. The wise take that same knife and cut the cord and free themselves from the fools. So which are you? Are you a fool? Or are you going to free yourself from the fools? I'm going to leave that up to you. Let's get back to some news after we do this next song break. Good morning, everybody. Friday, March 24th. March just flew by. We've already into the Adar 2, or the new moon of the last month of the Hebrew year. So we're looking forward to the new year at the end of this month. So I'll see you guys after this break.
slave to love. Oh, slave to love. Slave to love. Oh, slave to love. And I can't escape. I'm a slave to love. Storms breaking, so it seems. We're too young to reason, too grown up to dream. The spring yesterday, your face to mine. I can hear your laughter, I can see. Slave to love. Oh, slave to love. Slave to love. Oh, slave to love. And I can't escape. I'm a slave to love. Slave to love. And I can't escape. I'm a slave to love. Slave to love. And I can't escape. I'm a slave to love. Slave to love. And I can't escape. I'm a slave to love. A slave to love. No, I can't escape. I'm a slave to love.
And that new one was from Kid Burn with Slave to Love. Let's get into the news. Thank you for tuning in. Let's check this out. Let's see what this first video is.
Everything we got. What's that for?
Said no hitting below the bell.
Come on, put that back in. Now remember, we're gonna give him the old one too. Open your mouth.
What's that for?
That's so if he hits us, he won't knock our teeth out.
Knock our teeth out.
One, two, three, four, five.
I wasn't ready.
Let's go, Jones.
Where we going?
Whetstone, get in and mix it up.
And he wins. Good morning, everybody. That was a clip from a movie back in 1952. That was Jerry Lee Lewis fighting an actual heavyweight from back in the day. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm just making sure everything is set, good to go. I don't want to make sure we get any copyright issues. They're starting to give me some kind of a flag. So let's move on from that. Come on now. This is what it's like when you're flying into Australia from North America. Touchdown. Man, the globe Earth just gets worse the more you look at it. Good morning, everybody. Make sure if you're on flying into Australia, you keep everything completely fastened down. You don't want to lose anything. Let's get into some of the news now of the morning. Actually, first we've got this Richard Dawkins clip, if you haven't seen this. So Richard Dawkins is now coming out and speaking against slams trans activists for trying to force their ideology on the rest of us. Let's hear Richard here.
Well, it's just, what's extraordinary to me is they want to, what they call degender and neutralize language. They're doing it from a completely false pretext that you can somehow pretend biology doesn't exist, particularly when it comes to someone's sex. I mean, it's incontrovertible. There's no scientific doubt about this. And yet a small group of people have been quite successful, actually, in reshaping vast swathes of the way society talks and is allowed to talk.
It's bullying. And we've seen the way J.K. Rowling has been bullied, Catherine Stock has been bullied. They've stood up to it. But it's very upsetting the way this tiny minority of people has managed to capture the discourse and to really talk arrant nonsense.
What's the answer to it?
Science. I mean, there are two sexes. You can talk about gender if you wish, and that's a subjective. I'm not.
But when people say there are 100 genders, for example.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that. As a biologist, there are two sexes, and that's all there is to it.
You had a Humanist Award stripped in 2021 because of your comments about this kind of thing. You had a tweet in April of that year. In 2015, you tweeted, Rachel Dolezal, a white chapter president in America of the NAACP, was vilified for identifying as black. She was white. Some men choose to identify as women, some women choose to identify as men. You'll be vilified if you deny that they literally are what they identify as. Discuss. And all hell broke loose and you had your award stripped because you were effectively doing...
Plan the New World Order agent shill. I can't believe how many different psyops they had mixed into this one clip here. First off, there is no such thing as white or black. They're shades of an avatar of the skin of our avatar suits. It's just absolute nonsense what they try to do. They send out guys like Richard Dawkins. He's the guy pushing, atheism and globe earth theory. But yet here he is saying, there's only two sexes. So he gets to be the woke or the non-woke truther, right? That's what they do. They put up these celebrities and give them these truths that everybody knows. And then somehow we're supposed to worship them because they're telling us the stuff that we already know. I don't think so. This one says here, the poster boy, this is sad, for the Jabola campaigns dies at 4 years old. Experts say, not caused by the jabs, though. We're just going to key to point that out here. Moving on with the news. Did you know that if you scratched your electric vehicle battery, your insurer may have to junk the whole entire car? It says down here, there is no way to repair or assess even slightly damaged battery packs after accidents, forcing insurance companies to write off the entire car. How about that? $100,000 car just gone, thrown in the garbage. Breaking. We have new CGI coming out now. Apparently, potentially fatal Candida auris fungus spreading in the U.S., says the CDC. So be very afraid. Excuse me. There is a bunch of CGI Candida that's coming to get you. Look, we even have it up here on this more... here it was, sorry. When we look down here, the CDC and every single thing that the CDC has to say we need to run from. Deadly fungus, right? Just imagining that it's appearing out of nowhere. So don't be afraid of the potentially fatal Candida. Breaking. So here we go with another, let's worship this celebrity or politician because He's trying to, so apparently breaking, Governor DeSantis has declared that he's going to be shutting down the CBDCs throughout the entire state of Florida, which everybody in the entire realm should be doing. Let's hear what he's got to say about this.
It's important. I've got real issues I got to deal with here in the state of Florida. We're obviously shutting down CBDC, which is important. We've got so many things pending in front of the legislature. I've got to spend my time on issues that actually matter to people. I can't spend my time worrying about things of that nature. So we're not going to be involved in it in any way.
Wow.
I'm fighting for Floridians, and I'm
Floridians
against Biden. That's what I do.
Against Biden. Campaign agendas.
Yep.
Everybody clap. Stay as far away from Ron DeSantis and their political, both sides, kangaroo court. They're both absolutely Freemasonic New World Order agent shills. This one's quite interesting. Do you know about soil liquefaction? And it occurs when the soil loses its strength and hardness in response to high stress as a result of an earthquake or sudden change, such that it behaves almost like a liquid. Check this out. Liquefaction, soil liquefaction. I think that looks just crazy. I don't know about you guys. So the earthquakes are ramping up. We had another one in Ecuador. We'll get to that at the end of the news section of the morning show. And I just wanted to bring up everyone's attention that this does take place after different kinds of earthquakes. So if anybody's in the mud flood theory, I got news for you. It's called soil liquefaction, and it has nothing to do with the New World Order flooding the world with mud. Moving on from that one, Credit Suisse gets, yes, you guessed it, 54 billion euro bailout printed by Swiss Central Bank. Here we got the head of global markets of the Swiss Central Bank. We got Philip Bunce, said to be super delighted, also known as Pippa, as he is a trans woman and a key player in the LGBTQ. Of course that they've got the trans crazy person running the Swiss bank that they've bankrupted, right? Getting on from that. So yeah, the head of global markets at the Credit Suisse, yes, is a mentally ill, gender fluid man who sometimes believes he wakes up as a woman. All right, this is true. Have this in your coffee with everything that you wanted to know. And of course, there's more. Don't go away. SBV, the bank, donated $73 million to what? To the Black Lives Matter PSYOP group run by George Soros. If you didn't know, now you know. Just in, look at this one. U.S. banks borrowed $164 billion from the Federal Reserve in the just last week. This is a new record. If you didn't know about this, they are borrowing money to try to do whatever agendas they're about to do. We're watching it. We're keeping a close eye on that. Constitutional law expert goes off. It says that now we're going to get into the Trump indictment news would be legally pathetic. So, of course, they're going to indict him on something that he's not going to be guilty of. How retarded are people out there to believe that they're going to indict Trump for something that we're going to get into that. Let's see what this continuing on with the news. Breaking. So Elon Musk stepping in here says Trump will definitely be reelected in a landslide if he's indicted. So all of the back and forth is just about getting Trump. Trump arrest will lead to landslide victory for Trump, says Musk. So, you know, you've got bunch of places all touting the same article. It says here, Trump may be indicted as soon as this week in Manhattan on charges stemming from his alleged hush money, which was a completely legal thing that he did with a lawyer. Payments to adult film actress. Again, we're hearing about this nastiness. Stormy, disgusting Daniels. An unprecedented event for former president. I didn't want to click on that link. That would lead him to being arraigned in court. So there's absolutely nothing new under the sun. This is the exact same agenda that they've been doing for 10 years now in Israel with Benjamin Netanyahu. And of course, Netanyahu is still the prime minister. He's been indicted and arrested, and he's been brought into court for the last 10 years. This is how they keep people through the news feeds. This is just nothing but another type of a SEO campaign. They're running a campaign here. They're going to continue to push this. We are going to be live tonight on the Awake Souls YouTube channel. We're going to be covering Waco. Trump is starting his 2024 campaign, and he's doing it in Waco. And there's some crazy implications tying to the Waco David Koresh saga. We're going to be tying those things, the things that you don't know about Waco. We're going to be talking about that tonight, tying it in with Trump. Trump is going to be just an hour and a half north of us on Saturday. So make sure you tune in tonight, probably at 8 p.m. Central on the Awake Souls channel. You'll see a thumbnail and a time being posted as soon as possible. So we're going to be covering this more deeply there. So we're going to look here now at the 2024 Republican primary polling trends. What we got here back in January, Trump was at 45 to DeSantis 34, and then in February 48 to 30. Then in March, Trump shot up to 52 to 28, and now in March 19th, it says here 54% to DeSantis is 26%. The fix is in. We all know Trump is going to be the candidate. Now, are they going to put Michelle Obama in and trigger the right, or are they going to have Michelle run against Trump and then Trump still win? I don't know. Can Michelle Obama even speak well enough to even have a campaign where she might run for president? And the other thing is, too, yeah, you're going to have the first female president of the United States, a tranny, right? Moving on from that one, fake AI photos. Have you heard about this? Are coming to social media networks near you. They've been doing AI photo fakes for a long time. They're ramping this up. I don't know what psyop or agenda it's tied to, but it is breaking all over the internet now. All these stupid fake pictures are being, debunked, which is good to get people to look into things and to try to decipher whether or not something is real. But we're going to see what agendas they might have tied into the fake AI photos. Moving on from that one, it says here, breaking, Donald Trump is expected to be indicted again. This is a re-indictment post on Wednesday, so that didn't happen, right? He wasn't indicted, but I think it's because he has to make it to Waco on Saturday 1st. Breaking, here it says Donald Trump is going to be indicted tomorrow and being forced to appear in person in court next week. And then we go on here. It's all over $100,000 that he gave to a disgusting porn star 7 years ago. Okay, obviously they set the hush money up. That entire thing with Stormy Daniels was set up so that they could do this. And it's just absolute lies and nonsense in kangaroo court. Look at this. Trump is being worshipped. Now, I don't believe in any of the stupid gematria, but a lot of people do, right? Not only that, but this person here, Annabelle Zeta, has Trump's hat hang across 322, a lot of 322s with Trump, but what they don't have is that Mega is the fifth and highest degree of the Church of Satan. Just go ahead and check www.thechurchofsatan and you'll see the highest degree, and it's Mega for Magnusum. But here they've got him deified. They're poking him in the rib where Eve was taken forth, and then I guess that's Nancy Pelosi, and blood and water is supposed to pour forth. This has got to be some of the most disgusting propaganda I have ever seen. So make sure you tune in tonight. We're going to get more deep into the Donald Trump in Waco and Waco. So moving on from that one, breaking, Soros actually funded the DA Alvin Bragg, who was caught hiding 600 pages of exculpatory evidence from the New York Guard jury in the Trump case. So they've got fake evidence. They've got all these different people that withheld evidence, that it's all going to be brought out. He's not going to be found guilty. It's just a campaign to get him in front of your face and to be posted everywhere. Trump, 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 Trump. Waco, 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 Waco. Trump, 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 Trump. That is what the mainstream propaganda machine is pumping out. This one, breaking, Trump grand jury has been called off. Right, so they've called it off. We're going to see if they call it back on. The whole thing just smells really bad to me, but we're keeping our eyes close on that one. This is some good news. Now, if you don't know, tragically, the last, I think a month or two ago, I lost a young family member of mine. She was just turning 24. And she died from fentanyl. But see, here in Texas, members of the Texas Senate have unanimously passed a bill that will open the door for prosecutors to eventually seek murder charges against any people who sell, make, or deliver fentanyl. So does that mean all the government agents and the Ashkenazis and the Jesuits that created the fentanyl and make it in their factories, are they going to be held accountable for these murder charges? Or is it just going to be the drug dealers, which definitely, if there were some kind of justice or protecting in the realm, these people wouldn't be allowed to sell this fentanyl. It super kills people. Like I said, someone in my family was taken from this drug very recently. So I'm excited and happy to see that the fake ass government, who I don't support, is going to maybe do something about stopping fentanyl use. This is good news this morning. I want to see that. Elon Musk speaks out against child gender transitions in explosive tweets. So again, this is another, put this one under New World Order agent shills trying to gain credibility by telling us things that we all know, like a 6-year-old can understand the difference between genders, that there are only two, right? Everything else that they're doing is just psychological propaganda. This one here, in the coming weeks, Twitter will prioritize replies by, this is, Elon Musk is nothing but a crooked scam artist, like, money, shekels. All he wants is his shekels. Look, this is how they're going to prioritize the feeds in the Twitter, which have been ruined already. Don't be fooled by anything else here. It says, number one, apparently the people you follow will be put into your feed first. Number two, they're going to put the verified accounts. So if you have to give them the $8 to get the stupid blue check mark so that you'll be prioritized. I don't use Twitter for sharing my stuff. I share other people's stuff on Twitter. Unverified accounts are going to be third. So if you're not giving them your $8 a month, you're not going to be seen. Verified accounts are 1,000 times harder to game by bot and troll armies. Elon Musk literally owns the bot and troll armies, while trying to state that if you don't pay them, all you're going to get is bot and troll armies. It's just shekels. Like I'd say, Elon Musk gets shekels. That's all they care about. Everything that Elon Musk does is for shekels. Here, if you don't know about what happens with supposed ice caps melting and rising sea levels, this is a simple experiment that actually debunks the rising sea levels. Watch. Okay, do you guys think that as these ice cubes in the cup here, if you don't know Archimedes and you haven't studied that, this might be new to you. But if you think that these, look, the ice cubes are sticking out of the glass, there's more in the glass, and the water's not overflowing. Do you think that as this ice melts, the sea levels or the water in this glass is going to rise?
Do ocean levels rise when icebergs melt?
Do ba 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 do. Do ba do boo do, a boo ba do boo boo ba do, a do ba do.
No, they don't rise. Absolutely not. It's retarded. Anyone that thinks that sea levels rise, I've got a bridge for sale.
The ocean levels rise when icebergs melt.
Why is that repeating? And I really do want to sell the bridge to you. Okay, so yeah, no. As you can see here, Archimedes proved this thousands of years ago. If the ice caps melted, right, sea level will not rise one bit, okay? It has nothing to do with what they try to push. As you can see, as it melted, none of it actually spilled over the glass, okay? It's all nonsense and propaganda. Moving on from that one, breaking. Have you heard about the 5,000-mile wide seaweed, red seaweed that's visible from space? Apparently, no one's going to be able to be hanging out on the beaches for the next little while in Florida. All this red seaweed here is just coming to make its approach. I don't know if I've ever heard about this before. I'll have to get more people maybe that live in Florida that could comment below if they've ever seen this giant seaweed, red seaweed coming on their shores. Moving on from that one, did you know that every equinox here, this is coming off the globe Earth stuff here, at every equinox, no matter where you are on the sphere, they say, the sun on the celestial equator rises due east and sets due west. If you have any critical thinking skills or an ability to actually test something, if you see what's happening here, right? Everything, the ecliptic is off. Everything in this is tilted, angled, shifted. Everything is just nonsense. But if a sun was rising coming up this direction, you would not be able to have a due east, due west set anywhere on the sphere. Someone on the top here is going to angle, if you measure with a sextant to the angle in a compass, you're not going to have a 9270 from the top of a sphere. If the sun rising down here, right? Absolutely, this is a simulation realization proof. We'll get into that in more detail. I just thought it was funny to bring up at the equinox, they are trying to state that the sun rises due east and sets due west for everyone on the sphere. This absolutely destroys the idea that we live on a sphere. But here they go saying that it proves that we live on a sphere, because that's all they do. They take the things that debunk the sphere and then they try to use them as evidence for it. Let's get into this now. We don't know what's going on, but we think we know why these people are dropping. Check this out. And after these two clips, we're going to get into a song break in the second half of the news. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, March 24th. The time is now 7:41 a.m. in the Central Standard Time.
Llámense objetos voladores no identificados, manifestación cristiana o de cualquier tipo de credo, lo hace pensar a uno, ¿será que estamos en los tiempos finales? Vamos a ir a un corte, nada, por favor, regresamos. Ya regresamos.
This portion of CBS This Morning sponsored by Pfizer. Good Morning America is brought to you by Pfizer.
CBS Health Watch sponsored by Pfizer.
Anderson Cooper 360. Brought to you by Pfizer.
ABC News Nightline. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Making a difference. Brought to you by Pfizer.
CNN Tonight. Brought to you by Pfizer. Early Start. Brought to you by Pfizer. Friday night on Aaron Burnett Out Front. Brought to you by Pfizer.
This Week with George Stephanopoulos is brought to you by Pfizer.
Today's countdown to the royal wedding is brought to you by Pfizer.
And now a CBS Sports Update brought to you by Pfizer.
Meet the Press Data Download brought to you by Pfizer.
This portion of CBS This Morning sponsored by Pfizer.
On how to find the hidden sugars in the American family diet, sponsored by Pfizer.
This portion of CBS This Morning sponsored by Pfizer.
Good Morning America is brought to you by Pfizer.
CBS Health Watch sponsored by Pfizer.
Anderson.
And that new one was by Jeremy Olander with Far Behind. And let's get back into the news of the morning. Did you guys know that last night we had some of the most incredible northern lights happening over the northern part of Canada? My dad, living in Hearst, Ontario, getting close to Hudson's Bay, filmed it with my brother. It was beautiful. We are seeing more and more and more of the Aurora Borealis lately. It's just insane how much it's just showing up. I have you guys seen it? Do you live in the north? Have you seen the northern lights this year? They have been spectacular. This has been the most northern lights I have ever heard happening around the realm in my 42 years of life. It's just incredible. This is what it looked like for my dad last night. It was crazy. He messaged me. He's like, you got to see this. It's so beautiful. I wished he had a long exposure type photography equipment, but he didn't. He had a cell phone, which still was able to capture the beautiful northern lights. If you guys haven't seen them, you're really missing out. They are something stunning to behold. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today is Friday, March 24th. Definitely not Saturday or Monday. Don't be confused. And the time is now 7:52 a.m. in the Central Standard Time. Let's get back into some more. This tweet is gone. So this tweet was them opening the doors at the Kremlin, allowing Xi Jinping to walk through the doors with Putin like they are some kind of hero or heroes or men that we should worship or adorn or give our trust to. But really what's going on here, Russia says the Chinese yuan is the preferred currency for their financial transactions and settlements between itself and the nations within the continents of Asia, Africa, and Latin America. So the big push to move away from the petrodollar as the United States is the world power. The tiny hats and the Jesuits are moving the power to Russia and China because apparently they're better subservient slaves. But we have more on this, right? Spoiler alert, this person here is bringing up here that this is not the same Putin that we've always had. Now, I don't know. I do know that they've had doubles before in the past, and they have done this before. And maybe he was out of weight here, out of shape. I don't know. I don't really. You got to have a lot more evidence to say for sure that they're using different people. He has seemed to be the same guy since he was in the KGB, as far as I could tell. We do change as we age, but moving on. There's more from that. Vladimir Putin apparently has inherited an apartment in where? You guessed it, downtown Tel Aviv, just off the coast there in Israel. And go figure, we know who he is supporting. The Russian embassy, on behalf of Putin, came into possession of a 1.5-bedroom apartment in the heart of the city following the death of a high school teacher. So Putin here inherited another tiny hat teacher's apartment. She probably you-know-whatted from you-know-what. Moving on from that one. Fact check, no. This says Putin did not kneel before Xi Jinping or do anything dirty or disgusting, despite the fact that this image might appear like there's something strange going on here. I don't really know. Site, thank you, Awake Souls, for showing me this. I don't know what's going on in this picture, but that's what Xi and Putin were up to. Just something a little more important here for everyone to get to understand who owns Russia. So we know who owns China, but who owns Russia? Well, it says here, this is an old document that's been saved here, and it says Russian loan 5% perpetual rent from 1922, signed by the Rothschild family. I don't know if you can see that. Can't really zoom in too much more, but what we have here is the document that shows that it was the Rothschilds who actually own the land and own the people in Russia too, just in case you didn't know that. Here we go. This is the meeting outside as Xi was leaving Russia, right? This Xi Jinping guy was in Russia. He's leaving here. I will translate for you. Coming is change that hasn't happened in 100 years, and we are driving change together. I agree, says Putin. Please, take care, dear friend. Have a safe journey. Sayonara. There he goes. Xi's leaving. Oh, Putin's going to be lonely now. That is buddy. How much does this car cost? These clown shoes are driving around in. Oh, poor sad Putin. He looks like he's going to cry. Is he going to run after the car? Don't leave, Xi. Don't leave. We'll continue to psyop the world together. Moving on from now on, let me get the background music back on in the morning. So if you haven't seen the news that's going on, that is what's going on in Russia. Moving on, Herzog here off the Jerusalem Post says here, Israel is apparently at the edge of the abyss. Civil war is a real threat. If you didn't know, Israel has been at the edge of the abyss for a very long time. And let's call it what it is. Palestine, the occupied state of Palestine. Moving on from now, and the Rockefellers are among the many culprits of the cabal. They love poisoning humanity. If you don't know about the Rockefeller Foundation and what they've done to the American population and the rest of the realm, you really need to do your research. But what we get back here, we got John D. Rockefeller, Sir. Make sure you notice that he's the Freemasonic New World Order agent, Sir, here. You got Laura Spelman Rockefeller. And we move down back through time here. No, up through time. We got Edith Rockefeller, Abby Rockefeller, Nelson Winthorpe. And then we get down to David Rockefeller, who is the modern-day Rockefeller family representative. These people are absolute shill agent disinformation. These are the worst people. The Rockefeller families are the ones that took away the use of hemp, they took away all the uses of medicinal things and started the prescriptions of pills and everything like that, as well as completely revamping the education system with, guess who? Bill Gates' grandfather, right? Frederick Gates, as well as Rockefeller and Rothschild. So they're all yoked up together, and we just thought we would show you this link just so you could see the history of the Rockefeller family. Here we go. We got in the kangaroo court of the United States, we got Moderna CEO Stefan Bancel admitted that they ended up paying Fauci's NIH $400 million in royalties for a product that the government mandated. So now you get to have these fake ass government guys come out and act like they're actually going to fight against this or bring you the truth. Here, listen.
Mr. Bancel, Moderna recently paid NIH $400 million. Do you believe it creates a conflict of interest for the government employees who are making money now off of the vaccine to also be dictating the policy about how many times we have to take the vaccine?
How retarded.
Good morning, Senator.
Let me slow that. Senator. Good morning, Senator. Indeed. How retarded is this? What he just said was that the governments that are mandating that you get these types of things are also profiting off the sale of them. Think about that.
Recently made, before Christmas last year, a $400 million payment to the NIH for an old patent that they had developed related to COVID, but useful in the development of a COVID vaccine.
Did you sell them a fancy painting?
It's for the U.S. government.
$400 million painting?
Do you think it creates a conflict of interest for the same people deciding the policy of how often we have to take the vaccine to also be making money the more times we take the vaccine? Yes or no?
This is for the government to decide.
For the government. Yeah, exactly. See, all this is a circular argument between two government agents. Now, Senator Paul gets to... I'm calling him Senator. Senator Paul gets to play the truth side, the fighting for freedom side, when he goes to dinner with the very same people, Tony Fauci himself. They probably go to the same country clubs and share dinners together all the time. Moving on from that nonsense, Uganda set to introduce the death penalty for aggravated homosexuality. This is, what does it help? It does help clean up society and stop what's going on. I do like what Uganda is trying to do, but it's definitely going to be used as propaganda and disinformation. Here we go on to the next one. Do you know about the Overton window and what exactly the Overton window is? It's something that we've talked about here. Let's do a little bit more deep diving into it.
Народ же треба підготовити до тої думки, що це нормально. Запускаємо, давай, окно, верту.
First, we open the Overton's window. Okay? I'll translate. He did it as it shows. If you want to bring some crazy idea to life, you first need to feed some to the idiots. Zelensky did this on his show. Did you want me to become a president? Everyone clapped. He was like, are you sick? Let's show it to the viewers. Who votes to appoint Zelensky as the leader of the servant of the people? The audience at his TV show. What the hell are you doing? Don't clap for me. It is nothing compared to what you'll be doing for the next 5 years. Who is in favor of nominating the leader of the party for the presidency? Who wants me to run for president? Who is not? Nobody clapped. Who wants me to not run? Who votes for me not to run for presidency and you also get your tickets and money back? Look how small he is compared to this guy. Then this topic is being promoted and a series appears with the participation of Zelensky as president. Then the people start to get confused. Zelensky with his character, global radical. And all this is being imposed on the people. So basically what she was saying was how they push the Overton window here, it says. The Overton window is the society's acceptability into a certain thought process or idea. So the idea was that they were going to take a guy from a TV show, a comedian, and they were going to make him president of the country. So to move the Overton window, they did it through the television show and through that where they were all on stage. They supposed the idea that they were going to have him run for president. And lo and behold, they pushed the Overton window and he then became president. And we showed all this. Jason made a great meme last year, and we're going to continue to talk about how they moved the Overton window. This has to be one of the funniest things here. It says docking of the Dragon confirmed. If you guys think this is real, I mean, this is getting worse than video game graphics. If you think that this is some kind of spacecraft docking to another spacecraft in the upper atmosphere or outer space, you know, we've got more than a bridge for sale. We might actually have some ice to sell the Eskimos up north in the North Pole. Here we go, lining it up. He's lining it. Make that crosshair just over top of that circle a little bit right there. Confirmed.
631.
Almost there. He's so close. Just a little to the left. Just like a couple, just a tiny touch to the left.
statute miles over northeastern China.
Over China. We're in China today. Here he goes. He's docking. Let's see if he's able to do this. Oh, he's getting clip. Cut to the next scene. You're drifting. You're drifting to the right. Pull it back. You're going to crash. Could you imagine being on this thing and crashing it into the docking thing? Boom. Everybody dies. Nah, nobody dies because it's fake.
Dragon contact and soft capture complete.
It's complete? It doesn't look complete to me. It's not complete.
Miles over north.
That's it? This is all they show? They don't even it's just on loop. It's just on loop. So we'll continue to move on from that. If you think this is real, there's something wrong with you. Big victory here. We the people, apparently they're winning something in the Netherlands. They're out protesting again. As you can see, the farmers have got their trucks out. Is this all they do in the Netherlands is block roads with their farm equipment? I don't know. But they are protesting again. Should they be getting ready to farm? I think so. I don't know about protesting here. Moving on. Did you know about Paris was turned into a war zone? Special police squad known as the Brav M was called in to violently repressed the demonstrations that were triggering many and charges and arrests. So as you can see here, the police is just getting crazy. Look at this. They are just attacking anybody that was out. They're shooting fireworks off, I guess. I don't know. They're burning some garbages. They're just burning the streets. France has to be the worst place to live, besides Canada. I mean, parlez-vous en français? I mean, this is just the beginning of it. We got some more clips to show you here. Don't go away. Check this out. Such police violence is nothing compared to the violence that Macron's government's policies has inflicted on the people of France. That's why they're protesting, but I think this is all staged and fake and scripted. But here you can see the police just beating the living daylights out of people, kicking them, slamming women down on the ground, doing everything that they are going to be held accountable for. Especially if you're in a position of power and you use it to abuse people, good luck. When the breath leaves your body for this life, you are going to pay. Each and every one of you order-following cucks are going to pay. They're just beating the shit out of people everywhere in France. Apparently you're not allowed to protest anymore. See, here's more of it. They're shooting fireworks at them. I don't think the fireworks are going to hurt them. They've got squad gear on, riot gear. You have to do something more. And of course, if you're shooting fireworks at them, they're going to want to beat you up, right? Oh, he threw something back, that cop. Throwing rocks back at the people. This is what's taking place in the realm. This was all predicted. The Economist magazine put it all up on their satanic card game thing that they put on the covers of their magazines. So we knew that this was going to happen, and we're reporting on it exactly as we thought would happen. But here, check this out. Breaking. Due to protesters blocking key locations, so a bunch of these protesters went and blocked. Fuel shortages are escalating in France. Almost 1,650 stations are currently without gas. So they do these stupid protests, and then they stop the country from having gas. Why are they stopping them from having gas is the better question. I don't know what's going on there, but we're covering it. Moving on from this, Switzerland's emergency rescue of the Credit Suisse Bank could cost $13,500 for each and every Swiss person. Can you believe that? Could you imagine them telling you, yeah, we got to bail out this bank in California? A bunch of, it's this gender fluid trans guy. He told us that he's bankrupt from giving his money to the BLM Foundation. So we're going to charge each and every citizen here in Switzerland $13,500 to help that bank. Could you imagine they said that to you? I can't imagine it. Actually, let's get into this one in a second. Let's do another song break. I will see you guys after this.
reflection of love. That's the way, makes my soul shine like an angel from somewhere above. We've seen better days. It is our time to feel the glory of love. When I say it's a clear sign, the music's a reflection of love.
And we are back. That was Music is Love. If you want to get more, check the comment section below. I will leave the music linked in the comment section below. Check this out, okay? If you didn't know, this is an incomplete list of the monarchs who, you guessed it, were Freemasons, and lists individual monarchs chronologically under the countries they ruled. Monarchs who ruled more than one country are listed under the one they are most known for. So this Wikipedia page I'll also leave in the comments below for anybody else that wants to check out how many Freemasons were monarchs that ran countries that swore death oaths to the Freemasonic societies. There's lots of them. This is a big list. Like I said, if I wanted to go through each one of these names and monarchs on the list, it would take a long time to go through that, but I will leave it in the comment section link below. Freemasonry in where? You guessed it, the occupied state of Palestine. This one's really interesting. It says here, Masonic activity has begun in Palestine since 1873, when the Forum of, guess what, Eastern Canada opened a branch in Jerusalem under the name of Suleiman Lodge, and its formal language, you guessed it, was English and operated by Zionist fingers. As you can see here, these are your Freemasonic New World Order agents acting in the occupied state of Palestine. Nowhere safe from the touch of these satanic Freemasons. Moving on to the disgusting, even worse Jesuits. Jesuits of Canada released names of priests credibly accused of sexually abusing minors. Here it says more than 24 men named on the Jesuits list, and and most of them are dead. So what they do is they come out and they do these big deep dives and exposures, and they do it on people that are dead. Sinclair's formed the Knights Templar, right? So we also have the Freemasons, the Jesuits, and we've got the Knights Templar is another one of these same secret sects. Moving on from that one, we got Charles Van Tempest Stewart was the 7th Marquess of Londonderry and Winston Churchill's cousin, who became the Prime Minister and in 1953. See Charles Van Tempest Stewart and Joachim Ribbentrop and Hitler. Here they are posing together, him and Hitler and the rest of these New World Order shield agents. Don't get it twisted. This one here is hilarious. Look, this here is electric cars being transported on an open deck. What do you think is going to happen when the waves crash over? Check this out. Let's watch this together. That's a big wave coming. Oh no! Everything's caught on fire on the ship. These electric vehicles are such a nightmare. Look at them. They're going to fall off the side of the ship now? They can't even ship these cars around the realm. As soon as water hits them, they catch on fire. It's true. It's really true. Moving on from that one here, we've got the Boot Club. So now we got these stupid QAnon shill agents coming out thinking that, oh, Britney Spears had a boot on. Now these celebrities are probably idiots. They probably broke their ankles tripping on something. Now they're pledging their allegiance to Satan. Who do you think this is? What do you think? This isn't QAnon tracking them. They're showing that they work with QAnon. They're a Satanist agenda. And there's a lot of it. This goes on and on. All these celebrities. He actually had the 666 and the boot on in that shot. How did they get him to do that? Look at that. Boom. Here, showing it up for the camera. All these actors. Even Usher on the team. Hillary Clinton on the team. It goes on and on and on and on. John McCain had the boot, huh? Moving on from that one. We could cover that for a while. This is really disgusting. City is actually criminalizing protesters or protests near drag queen library events. And the pastor here was arrested. So now if you try to go against this and say, hey, this is wrong, go away from my kids with this demonic nonsense, they're going to throw you in jail. It's illegal to protest against this now in 2023. Dirty mining, slavery, and child labor are at the core of the elite's green energy obsession. And if you didn't know, that's exactly what it is. They're just using it as the guise of we're doing something good while they're actually doing the most abominable, wicked things you could think of. Check this one out. Amazon fired 9,000 employees last week. Apparently Meta, Amazon, all these New World Order agent operations are now firing everybody. So hopefully all you subservient suckers that work for these companies, I hope you get your good pension plan and getting taken care of real well. I bet you are. Here we go. Some of the last news of the morning. We'll get into the meme section after another song. An earthquake happened in Ecuador. Apparently, if you've never experienced this, it is absolutely terrifying. Look, let's watch. Everybody's just carrying on like everything's normal throughout their day. And then all of a sudden the ground starts shaking. Okay? People freaking out. They don't know what's going on. It's got to be one of the scariest things you could ever go through, in my opinion. When everything just starts shaking, it's like, what are you going to do? Everybody starts to hug and grab each other. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'd want to get as far away from buildings as possible. I'd want to be in the middle of a field. That's just me. But yeah, this took place in Ecuador. It was a good one. We're going to see an increase in earthquakes too. Don't you be fooled. This is going to get way and way worse. The soil liquefations, the earthquakes, they're going to start happening everywhere, except if you live in northern central Ontario. From about Ontario to Winnipeg to, past Newfoundland, you should be safe. But everywhere else in the realm, I got to warn you guys, this is going to get crazy. The ground is starting to shake. This one was in Ecuador. Crazy, but we're covering it. And the last but not least tweet tab of the morning is the bank collapse is going to be used, obviously, to usher in the CBDC. If you don't think that's true, I've got a bridge for sale for you. I'm going to see you guys after the song break. Bye.
Were his words true? You spent your life reading papers, watching pictures made for you, made for you. You spent your life behind the counter, counting pennies for another. They weren't for you. They weren't for you. You had a window, but no view, but no view. Made for you, made for you, made for you. What's on your horizon? You've been sitting down for so long. You can't see me, I can't see you. You had a window, but no view. Who was your mother? I wish I knew. Who was your father? Were his words true? You spent your life reading papers, watching pictures made for you, made for you. Made for you, made for you, made for you.
And that new one was by Casual Worker, Flooding. And let's get back into the memes of the morning. Thank you for tuning in. The time is now 8:22 in the Central Standard Time, and today is Friday, March 24th, as we head into, yes, the last month of the year. We're going to have our New Year's celebration soon. We're going to head into the year 5993. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get back into this. This one's hilarious. If you haven't seen this one's a new one made by one of our team members. It says, when you tell them this realm is flat and that we live in a simulation, and they give you that spacey look. Propaganda, mind control, and dismiss and malinformation is what keep the masses fed. And not only that, in this meme here, everything they're eating is toxic, poison, fake, sugar, and different types of corn products mixed into that. So let's keep going here. We got some memes to get into today. This one here says, CDC, scholars, fact checkers, experts, mainstream media, and you bet it, conspiracy theorists winning the race. Keep going. I see you all fighting for truth, making memes, and doing your best. And I see the cucks and shills and all these agents coming out talking about memes. So you're doing so much damage that they now have to start their own meme teams to try to keep up with the propaganda and mis and dis and malinformation, because the memes have just been so good lately. This one here says, don't think, turn on the TV. No, turn the TVs off, get out in nature. Spring is almost here. Get your bare feet upon the ground and start pulling in that beautiful energy. This one here says, stop global warming. We put on our truther glasses and it says, start global communism. Don't get that twisted. Twist up something that's good for you. This one here says, get money from depositors. Gamble it all. Oh, pay yourself huge bonuses, right? Lose more money than your bank is worth, and then get bailed out. We've gone to expert mode. This is just the nonsense, fake reality that we live in. If you haven't realized that the whole entire money industry, the scam, they print the money. It's all about power. It's not about money. They use the money to gain power. And the truth is, you could take your power back when you stop believing in their lies. This one here says, trans women complain about uniforms crushing their balls during a dominating performance. This one here, Silicon Valley Bank, when you're fully you-know-whatted and haven't collapsed, but your bank has. Wah, wah, wah. And again, well, it's finally, we got Donald Trump Day again. How many times are we going to get Donald Trump? And what I explained earlier, that the whole getting of Donald Trump really has to do with the way that they're promoting their mainstream characters. Like I said, they've been doing this with Netanyahu in Israel way before they started doing it at Trump. I think Netanyahu still has to appear in court on another indictment, that this might be the 10th indictment in a row for Netanyahu, and he's still the prime minister of the country. But look at this. President Donald J. Trump, somebody wrote a book calling him the Son of Man, the Christ. They are starting to hail this guy as the Christ. The Son of Man character is this got to be one of the most blasphemous things I've ever seen. So what do we believe? What do we see? We see what they're doing is they're bringing back the show Waco. So the PSYOP that the CIA ran, I said too much. We're going to get into that tonight. We're going to tell you what you need to know and what they won't tell you about Waco, okay? So Trump and Waco have been tied together. He's starting his campaign there. They're re-releasing two things. One on Showtime, a new series about the aftermath of the Waco PSYOP that the government perpetrated against the population. It was all fake and staged. We're going to get into the evidence of that. And also they have a documentary that was created with this crazy-ass gender-fluid blue-haired guy. And this is continuing to promote the miss, and malinformation. They had to hire a writer to try to make the story better. It's so bad. So what could happen? Could Trump fatally get a head wound at Waco? We don't know. We're going to get into the details and specifics about what we think is going to be happening in Waco tonight on the Awake Souls channel, if you don't know about that. Michael had brought up a question in the chat. I just wanted to make sure that he got that full answer. Let's move on. We'll do a few more. We'll get into another song break. We still have some more stuff to learn. This one says the label, quote, conspiracy theorist, end quote, is a conspiracy itself. Okay, in 1967, the CIA created the term conspiracy theorist to insult anyone who questioned the official story. Don't be fooled by the propaganda and smear tactics. Now, people have actually accepted this, and they adorn the term conspiracy theorist as an actual thing that's good for us. You should be proud that you're a conspiracy theorist, because you better believe that the elite and the rich and all the people that run this realm are conspiring together against us, against freedom and just the regular people. So it's actually a propaganda misinformation created by the CIA themselves, the term conspiracy theorist. If you didn't know that, now you know. Here we got here on the screen the evolution of the trash can. Started here in 1995. We had this little, recycling symbol. 1988, they turned it a little bit, not much change. 2000, we got a round trash can now. They're stepping it up with some tissue paper in there or something. 2001, they gave it a little bit of more of a swoop. 2006, now we're starting to get what it looks like on my computer. We got this see-through garbage can. 2015 here, we've got this more economically friendly one. It's maybe made out of paper. And 2022, you got the World Economic Forum. Moving on from that one, she asks, are you two friends? This collapsing bank says no. The CBDC says yes, we absolutely are friends. A couple more here. Check this one out. This is a model scaled representation of what people believe actually goes into outer space. What they do is so if they actually were able to make a representation like this and fly it, we would actually be able to do comparisons. They've never made a small scale rocket that slowly takes off the ground. I was an amateur rocket maker when I was younger as a teenager. I enjoyed making rockets, and I lost them all. I fired them all off into the sky. They never came. They parachute took them, they were gone. So that's why I'm pretty amazed when people are able to launch balloons and get them back. But you just have to have good. I never had any trackers on my rockets, right? But so this is just a model, and most of the stuff that you see NASA do is actually done with models. So they'll have this on a crane, they'll pull this up, and then they'll add the smoke and CGI effects, and then they'll sell it to you as something that's real. It's not. The USA doesn't have a healthcare system. It never has. Well, maybe it did before the Rockefellers took over. It has a disease management system. There is no profit in healthy people for the American medical mafia. Could you imagine if everybody just got healthy? Wouldn't that be amazing? I'm going to see you guys after the song break.
Early lights, dawn is falling over ashes of the dark night before. We're the few called to carry the weight of a scarred, broken world. The fallen, the martyrs, paved the way. The call of the morning sunlight breaks over all that we all do is more to keep safe. So the martyrs, the fallen, guide our Can you feel the hole in your chest? The burning inside of your soul. Yearning for something more than you or I could ever be alone. The fallen, the martyrs, paved the way. The call of the morning sunlight breaks over all that we all do is more to keep safe. So the martyrs, the fallen, guide our The martyrs paved the way. The call of the morning sunlight breaks over all that we all do is more to keep safe. So the martyrs, the fallen, guide our lives.
That new one from Omas and Sounder with The Fallen. Let's get back into the news of the morning. Are you walking barefoot? Are you? I really hope that you are. I'm going to be doing this as much as possible this summer. I do it all the time. I love to be barefoot. People know when I used to go to the cottage, my shoes would come off on the Friday when I got there, and they would not come back on until Sunday or Monday when I left. I enjoyed being barefoot as much as possible. Let's read why. Earthing, also called grounding, stems from the idea that the modern city life we know that we no longer have direct physical contact with the earth, and therefore we are losing out on purported health benefits of exchanging electrons, they're saying, with the surface of our realm. So what we do is we drill in here. We got the head, brain, central nerve endings in the big toe. pituitary nerve endings as well in the big toe. We got the thyroid. It's right here, right? We've got the eye and the ears connected to this spot. The spinal region, the diaphragm or solar plexus is here, right? The liver is right here. We've got adrenal glands and the nerve endings end here. Pancreas ends here. Waistline, transverse colon, kidney, small intestine, bladder, tailbone area, and lower back, hip, knee, and ankle, foot. And all these different points, these are where our nerve endings end. So you want to get familiar with these, and you want to get the sensory of them walking upon the earth, over rock, over grass, over many things. You want to get used to that. You want to start to understand why it is that we can have relief when we are created to actually walk barefoot upon the earth. It's true. This one says pesticides in fruits and vegetables linked to poor sperm quality. So, of course, when they spray the pesticides onto the plants and we eat them, then yes, they're going to have ramifications in a negative fashion. But the truth is this is what we should be doing, not this. So through the use of planting certain types of flowers in between rows of vegetables, it actually keeps the pests away. You don't need to spray any toxic chemicals onto the garden because the flowers themselves were created in a way to do natural pesticide control, right? This is what the New World Order does not want you to know. Let's do one more in another song. This one says water is life. Unless there's fluoride in it, yeah, then it's a neurotoxin. So I'm going to see you guys after this song break.
Violet sky, can you stay and lift me out of a lilac haze? Look at the time, I'm running out of it. I feel the doubt, sometimes I drown in it. Just pull me out so we can laugh again. Pull me out so we can laugh again. 'Cause I just gotta live my life. Stop making all the same excuses. No one left to help us in the end. Wake up from this grand illusion. Wake up from this grand illusion. Wake me
brand new one by Youth in Circles with Don't Let Me Go. And we are back. Check this out. We've got much more to get into today. Well, not that much. I mean, we've got some really interesting stuff to look at. Did you know that the Ottomans placed carved cobblestones on the streets to collect water so that thirsty birds and street animals could drink from it? Did you know that? I didn't know. I learned about it now. I thought that was really interesting to share with everybody. Check this one out, okay? Soil is actually an antidepressant. Did you know that? Did you know that soil is an antidepressant? I do. I know. I like to get as much dirt and soil on me as possible every single year. It says here, the smell of Bacterium vaccae, a microorganism found in the soil, compost, and leaf mold, lights up the neurotransmitters that release serotonin, which is a mood-lifting hormone that we all know very well. So if you're not getting out there and getting your hands dirty this spring, you're going to miss out on the benefits of the serotonin that'll be released. A natural way for us to stay as happy, as focused as possible. And it just takes a little digging into the ground and planting and then watering. And then, you're doing a perfect self-meditate. Listen, we were created to plant and to take care of the earth. That's what we're here for, to be gardeners. So get out and garden this spring. We're going to continue to promote that here. Let's check this out. Illnesses/diseases and the reason what we are deficient from that causes these things. We got mumps, which is vitamin B, measles, deficiency in vitamin A, rubella, we got vitamin A deficiency as well, chickenpox, vitamin A and D, shingles, vitamin A and D, polio was vitamin A and D, a lot of vitamin A and D, right? Look at this, pneumonia, tetanus, this one's vitamin A deficient. We got influenza, vitamin D, and we got HPV on the bottom here, which is also a deficiency of B and C and zinc. So if we could get back to the way that we used to be, the way we used to take herbs and natural things to heal ourselves, and the best way to get any of these vitamins is through food. It's through your diet. It's not through any pill. It's not through anything that you're going to get that's like a gummy bear or, a chew tablet or a liquid. None of that is going to give you what you need. You need to find the foods that are high in vitamin B if you get mumps or any of these different types of things. You want to make sure that you have a balanced diet that gives you all these different vitamins. It's very important, okay? This is key. Do not spring into the garden cleanup too soon. Please wait until the temperatures are consistently above 10 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees Fahrenheit for the Canadians or Americans. Many butterflies, bees, and other pollinators are currently wintering in the dead leaves, hollowed out stems of last year's plants, so let them be. Please don't start gardening until after it reaches consistently above 10 degrees. Check this out. Are you aware of the different types of buds that take place this year? We've got the alder, the ash, the beech, black poplar, blackhorn, we've got cherry, we've got common lime, we've got elder, English oak. The fig happens to be one of my favorite. The fig tree gives you these beautiful, delicious streets. We've got a goat willow. Here we've got the gray poplar. This is a hawthorn. This is hazel. This is what horse chestnut, which my hair actually looks like. If you zoom in on it, it's purplish red color is my hair. It's not dark. We got hornbeam, we've got London plane, we've got the Norway maple, we've got the osier, we've got the red horse chestnut. Here's the rowan bud. I can't read that one under this. The sweet chestnut, we've got the sycamore bud, which is very nice and green. We've got the turkey oak, which has like leaf stringy things. This is the walnut, this is white poplar, and this is wych elm. So these are the different types of trees that bud, and we want to get familiar with them as we continue to learn more and more about gardening and things like that and taking care of trees. Now we're going to zoom in on this one. This is about companion planting. Let me just change the background music. I don't want it to be depressing. I want you guys to learn about companion planting. So let's zoom in. Let's go to 200 and see if we can see better here. It's a little bit blurry. So what we have here on the left, we've got the plant. The first one, maybe we need to zoom in a little bit more. Let's go to 400%. It's still a little blurry, but we're going to read it and you're going to hear me say it if you can't make it out on the screen. So what we have here, we've got the plants. So we've got beans, okay? So this is going to go on and tell us what's good to plant with beans, okay? You got maize, sunflower, lavender, cabbage, cucumber, strawberries, And I can't read that last word. It's too blurry. Something brine gel. So if we mix these different things, maize, sunflowers, lavender, and cabbage, and cucumber and strawberries together, they're good companions. They grow well together. They share things in the soil, and the different properties help each other. And then we got one here that says bad companions. Oh, I want to make sure we get that on the screen. This one's onion, garlic, and fennel. So don't put these two together, okay? Everything else on the list was good. So let's go down to the next one. We got beer root. So what are beer roots good to go companions with? We got candela. We've got marigolds, mint, and peas. They go good together. And there's no bad companions to grow with this section, right? I guess that's an eggplant. This word here, brinjal, is actually eggplant. Didn't know that, because here we have the eggplant picture with that same word again, brine gel. We've got the eggplant. So the good companion things to plant with eggplant, we have calendia again, which is this one. We've got marigolds, mint, and peas. Same things. And as well, no bad companions with that. Now we're moving on. We've got carrots. What are good to grow with carrots? It says here, lettuce, chives, leeks, rosemary, sage, peas, and wormwood. We can grow all these things together with carrots, and they grow really well. We've got what's on the bad list, though. Strawberries, fennel, and cabbage. So don't mix strawberries, fennel, and cabbage. Let's keep moving on down the list here. We got lettuce. Lettuce making the list here. 1 second. So apparently with lettuce, you can go carrots, radish, strawberries, cucumber, and beans. These are great combinations. And a bad combination to go here, they're saying celery and parsley. Don't mix well with that row. Moving down here, we got corn, but they're calling it maize, right? Corn. So what we have here, sunflowers, amaranth, beans, peas, and other types of beans. Pumpkin, squash, cucumber, melons, and other types of parsley, right? These are good companion growers. You grow them together and everything produces well. On the right here, we've got bad companion growers, cabbage, tomato, and celery. We don't want to mix those things together. Let's keep going. We're almost there for this one. Now we've got here onion and garlic. You can also mix onion and garlic. The good companion growers with onion and garlic are going to be carrots, beer root, strawberries, tomatoes, lettuce, and cabbage. All these things are great to grow in your garden. I really want to promote that everybody grows all of this stuff and feed your family naturally stuff that you meditate with and vibrate with as it grows and feed. And to also have your children help you with this project. Have them pick out some vegetables and then again, check out the companion growers to go with what you're going to grow and have them do it and have them eat the food and have them clean it and learn how to harvest it. So the bad companions with the corn is peas, beans, parsley, and leeks. These don't mix well together. Okay, we want to continue to promote what mixes well and what doesn't. We're not trying to be racist. We're trying to teach you the truth about it. So here we got peppers. So good with peppers. We got tomatoes, geranium, basil, carrot, and onion. These all go good together with peppers, okay? And then we look on the right, bad companions with peppers. We got beans, kale. Who likes kale, right? Ooh, let's bake some kale. Just add some salt and olive oil, they say. It tastes good. We got kale is not bad in a salad, I guess. Cabbage family. So these are bad. Beans, kale, cabbage. They don't go good with peppers. We'll move on to potatoes. Everybody loves potatoes, right? You can grow potatoes with coriander, corn, beans, eggplant, and lettuce are the different things that we can grow corn with. Bad companion growers are pumpkins, cucumber, squash, melons, sunflowers, and tomatoes. Do not mix these together. You're going to have a bad result. They're not going to grow well. Moving on from that one, we've got tomatoes. What goes good with tomatoes? It says here, basil, oregano, parsley, chives, natsurum, onions, carrots, celery, cilantro, geranium, and borage. All these things go really well with tomatoes. Potatoes, fennel, and cabbage family go bad together. We don't want to mix potatoes and fennel and cabbage. It'll turn out disastrous. So says the meme. Now we've got coriander. We've got tomatoes. And apparently the tomatoes mixed with coriander repels tomato worms. So that's good. You want to make sure you're planting your tomatoes this year and make sure that you're planting the coriander with it. Apparently it's going to stop worms from growing into tomatoes. That's something that we really want to stop. Here it says repels whiteflies and spider mites, right? Interestingly enough, we don't have a bad companion grower with tomatoes, right? Interesting. We have good companion growers, which is again, what was it again that we had? Tomatoes and geranium. I can't see, my camera's in the way. Let's move on here. Natsurum or turritium. I can't really pronounce that name. This is the type of thing that goes good with the tomatoes. Now we're moving on to thyme. Thyme grows great, they're saying, with cabbage. I love the flavor of thyme. I don't know if you guys use it in your cooking. I do. I enjoy thyme very much. The bad companion growers, there's none, but it says if you plant thyme with cabbage, it'll deter cabbage worms. So if you're going to grow some cabbage, I don't know if you want to make some cabbage meals. I guess they're good. You could put like some sausage inside a piece of cabbage and some tomato sauce and onion and some thyme, and it'll taste really good, I guess. It's not my favorite of the vegetables, but I'll eat any vegetable. And the last one, or second last one, we got wormwood, right? And apparently around garden edges, you're to plant the wormwood around the borders of your gardens. This is what the meme is telling us to do. And apparently planting that, the wormwood, deters cabbage moth, bean beetles, and carrot flies. So again, we want to promote not using Roundup or any pesticides. We want you to plant companion plants. There's certain types of flowers and herbs that actually deter the bugs on their own. You don't have to add any New World Order chemicals. And we got yarrow on the bottom here. Plant freely yarrow throughout the garden. It repels soil nemides, aphids, and bean beetles, and many, many more. Check this out. Plant near aromatic herbs to enhance essential oil production. So again, these are key things that we want to try to get you to mix. So yarrow is something that you can plant throughout the garden, and it's also really good because it's going to help you yield more oil production. You want the oil from the plants. The oil is the best part of any vegetable or any plant. It's the oil that we harvest from hemp to use for medicine. It's the oil that we use for marijuana to use as medicine. The oil is always the olive oil. The oil is always the best. You want to get as much of that as possible. Let's get this back to our regular size. We'll do one more meme and then we'll get into our last song break before the end here. It says here, in the end, nature always wins. So don't try to fight against it. Join it. Work with it. And I'll see you guys after this.
I need to take my time, ease my mind, keep me sane. Call your name and I fall away from the pain. I can lose it all, but still remain. Keep your heart with all my strength. 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 I need to take my time, ease my mind, keep me sane. Call your name and I fall away from the pain. I can lose it all, but still remain. Keep your heart with all my strength. Keep your heart with all my strength. Keep your heart with all my strength. Keep your heart with all my strength.
This new one is a Mike Smith remix, Don't Let Me Go. And we are back into the final section of the morning show. Don't Let Me Go. Again, that was a Mike Smith remix. Check this out, okay? Not only do we have to be one with nature, but we actually are. We actually are nature, okay? Quote, most of us forgotten that we are nature. Nature is not something separate from us. So when we say that we have lost our connection to nature, it means we have lost our connection to ourselves. So you can get it back, you can get out into nature, and you can get back your connection. And definitely doing gardening and barefoot walking on the earth is a great way to start. And swimming in lakes and oceans is another amazing, especially oceans if you can get to one, is the best. Let's move on here. It says higher vibrations is what we're after, okay? Choose a state of mind that's in tune with your soul's highest purpose. Raising your vibration invokes a feeling of bliss and oneness with the rest of the realm. It's a daily practice that includes trusting your intuition, choosing love, and yes, being grateful. So go on and tune into your best self today. That's what we're trying to promote here. And a new reality. When the intention is clear, so is the way. Decide what you want. The minute you decide you want better for yourself is the minute the entire universe begins to shift in your favor. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. Your declaration, command, and intention, vision plus prayer, begins this creation of the new reality. All you have to do today is decide and never look back. Never. Create that new reality. Rise up. Do the things that you've always wanted to do. Make your dreams come true. This is your year. Right now, 2023, I'm calling it 5993. We're 1 month away. It's time. Start doing the things. Start getting your baby steps in this spring. Start propelling yourself forward for the rest of the year. And it's gonna pay itself off. Trust me. I promise you. And make sure you communicate. This is so important that a lot of us have lost our connection or our abilities to communicate because this place is such a grinder. That's why it's called the rise and grind, because we got to get up and grind back. It says here, a good connection can be ruined over the simple fact that you miscommunicated or choose to not communicate at all. A good connection can be easily lost because you chose to ghost instead of speaking on your fears, feelings, and intentions. So please, if I can give anyone a good piece of advice today, it's to learn to communicate your feelings, not to hide them in. Share them with trusted people that you love, okay? And go on and create a new reality through better communications. And the last but not least of this Friday, March 24th, the time is now almost 9 in the Central Standard Time. It says, look for me with your heart, because I'll be somewhere deeper than your eyes will see. So thank you everyone for tuning in today. I hope you have a great weekend. There'll be more mixes to come out. We'll be live tonight on the Awake Souls channel. We should be live again on Sunday as well, doing another parabolic study and some more scriptures. I want you guys to continue to shine from the inside out as bright as the sun. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys later today. Bye.
Breathe on night beats, but this ain't Tito Puente. The scene is messing with my headspace. Meet the requirements set out by my sensei. Seek enlightenment, dolce fa niente. Chemical imbalance, but my thoughts are pure. It's like I lack a vital element to forge the ore. Inconsistent pursuit of my tour de force. Trying to find a route never walked before. Now I can see the upper echelon, but I'm slipping on the stones that I'm stepping on. Find balance before I write my epilogue. Even out the light in the dark, bring the equinox. Check the lexicon, add into my grimoire. X and MC, it's all in the lingua. The witching hours where you'll find me in my native tongue. Up all night, working till the day is won. The witching hours where you'll find me in my native tongue. Up all night, working till the day is won. Breathe on night beats. Up all night, working till the day is won. Tongue, up all night, working till the day is won.